Welcome, brothers. There are many brothers who make videos talking about the inevitable inconveniences that come with dating a single mother. And I like that because those who make such videos are preparing you psychologically to move on to the next phase of a process of re-education that will lead to your final and total rejection of single mothers and single motherhood. First, we warn you of the frustration you will feel at the many obstacles you face when trying to get some alone time with a single mother. Then we warn you of the emotional and financial toll that dating a single mother will take on you. We warn you of the dishonest, unprincipled, amoral, mercenary, and self-centered ways of most single mothers. And finally, we caution you to be mindful of the threat to your personal safety you risk when dating a woman raising another man's child. Yes, we counsel you on all these probabilities because you would rather dismiss them in your quest to get laid. But we don't condemn you for being a man with normal male drives on this channel, because we understand that the instinct to mate, i.e. the urge to have sex, is probably second in intensity only to the instinct to survive. It's not a crime to want sex. If men had no sexual desire for women, the human race would die out. And you'd be hard put to convince me that men would subject themselves to the chaos women bring to your life for some reason other than access to sex. You see, brothers, our desire for sex is our greatest weakness. It's a weakness that has destroyed the lives of untold numbers of men who took the most foolhardy risks, driven by the need to satisfy their sexual urge. Think of all the scandals we read in the gossip columns about men who had their lives and reputations ruined by kiss-and-tell women who they should have spotted as such from the get-go. Surely the time has come to look at male sexuality as a weakness that makes men vulnerable to all kinds of predator. It's a sexual vulnerability that makes you prey to baby mother or baby-hungry women. Male sexuality, far from its threatening depiction by women, is actually a vulnerability which all kinds of people, M-A-N, manipulate to exploit men. Just about everyone in this society uses sex to exploit men one way or another every single day of our lives. They use sex to arouse our interest in the latest Hollywood or pop diva, to get us to purchase bullshit we don't need, to make us fight wars for an elite that sees us only as cannon fodder in the name of protecting women, to make us sign our lives away in marriages to women who plan to abandon us, taking our children and leaving us destitute. They keep us in a permanent state of sexual arousal so that they can control us. Why, Thugtician? Because male arousal pays. Men are the ones who pay most dearly for being aroused, and every motherfucker gets their cut. First, they arouse your sexuality, inducing you to pursue sex. When you find an outlet for your sexual arousal, then it changes, and all of a sudden, your sexual arousal is a bad thing. Then comes the demonization of your sexual arousal. If you want to have sex just for sexual release, your sexuality is portrayed as irresponsible, dangerous, disease-spreading, violent even. Notice, brothers, that whenever you have sex for no other reason than it feels good, your sexuality is bad. You're an evil man for chasing pussy for the sake of getting pussy. Your sexuality is tolerated only when it's necessary to provide young women, long past menopause women, lesbian women, single mothers by choice women with children. In other words, only for as long as it serves women's need to satisfy their baby urges. When men want some of that sexual liberation, it's wrong. You see, sexual liberation is only for women, not men. Women can be as irresponsible as they like, with as many men as they like, but only the men will be blamed and billed for the children born out of sexual liberation. Men are the only ones expected to be responsible, but, and here's the catch, only after you've had the sex. If they really wanted men to be responsible about sex, they'd stop shoving it down our faces. They'd bring back the taboo against out-of-wedlock sex and revive the stigma that was once attached to single motherhood. Women who dressed in sexually provocative ways would be shunned and labelled according to their nature by good men. The two-parent family consisting of father and mother, who are biologically related to children, would be promoted not as an ideal that few can be expected to achieve, but as essential to the proper raising of children, and as the only way people are allowed to raise children. Sex would only be discussed in the context of healthy male-female relationships. They'd stop pretending to be trying to control out-of-wedlock pregnancy by handing out condoms to girls as young as 11. They'd stop allowing girls to have abortions without informing the parents. Fucking lunatics. The laws on marriage would be reformed to strengthen the position of the weakest link in the family, the father, such that no woman, judge or president could interfere with a man's relationship with his children. Abortion would be confined to only the most exceptional cases. That would be a society that acknowledged male vulnerability and cared for its children. And if you care about yourself and black children, this is what you should be demanding from the people you elect to represent you. And this is why you must start saying no to single mothers. Women's sexuality gives them and the state almost unlimited power to control men. As long as women are free to use their power of sex to exploit men, all of the things we hate in women will continue and get worse. Our weakness for pussy is the very thing being used to destroy us. So it starts with you, not with some new black leader, but you. You must reject single mothers, because she represents all of the things that destroy men, our children, our families, and our communities. We continually hear how men have always controlled women through marriage and the institutions in society. But the truth is, marriage equalized male power, the power to create wealth, and female power, the power of sexual attraction. It was a mutually beneficial and equal contract. Women got a provider and men got a wife and children. Today, women only engage in sex for as long as it takes to establish a claim on a man's resources, i.e. through marrying and divorcing him or having a man's child out of wedlock. They want the benefits a man provides in marriage, but not the commitment to one man, because they want to be free to use their sexuality for themselves and to be free to exploit other men for their resources. We've been played and blamed for this fuckery. But if ever there was a case of blaming the victim, this is it. Now, I ain't asking you, I'm telling you. Join us. I'm finished with that, but I still ain't finished with you. Because we're blowing this shit wide open. You've created the first of a new breed of dog. A dog who dogs you, not so he can get with you, but just to stand next to you, so that everyone can decide who looks more like a dog out of the two of us. Later.